Outpatient module takes care of patients' appointments, registration, revisit, consolidated billing and bill-related transactions. To open the OP module, click on the Editor application on the desktop. It will open a new login page. Enter your user ID and password to log into the application. After the login, choose your outlet and counter from the dialog box. If you are using multiple applications, then the application selector will help to navigate between the applications. The menu contains registrations, billing, general, and utilities. Each of these contains several sub-menus. Based on your rights, various menu options and sub-menus will be displayed under the main menu. By clicking on your user ID, you can change the password, lock the screen and sign out from the application. Appointment list, outpatients, consultation rooms, billing search, package booking and patient search menus are available in top menu based on user rights. Under the menu, registration, you can register a new patient, generate a visit for an existing patient, generate visits for the cross-consultation requests from the EMR module and can register the patients who have come for the camps. Through the new Register menu, you can register a new patient visiting the hospital. You have the option to record the complete details of the patient. Each of these pieces of information is captured in separate tabs. This includes demographic, personal, insurance, C-form details, and has the provision to attach any documents that the patients bring. The screen opens to the Patient Information tab. The hospital can decide the mandatory fields required to be filled and can be set as mandatory in Utilities, Mandatory Field Settings. The system generates the patient ID automatically. It is subsequent to the last patient ID generated. Registration date is the date when the patient is registered in the hospital. This is also automatically generated and cannot be changed. You can choose the patient type from the drop-down. Depending upon the patient type, the rate for consultation or medical procedures performed can differ. The mode of payment is cash, OP credit, complimentary or credit. This can be chosen from the drop-down. OP credits and credits are settled as OP consolidate bills. Cash bills are collected at the moment against each service availed, or at a later stage as consolidated amount. Complimentary bills are given as a complement to the patient. Select the salutation from the drop-down. Based on the chosen salutation, the gender column gets updated. Enter the first name, middle name and surname of the patient in the respective columns. There are cases where an organization or company will pay the bill for its employees or associates. In that case, the organization is the customer for the hospital. To select the customer, the payment type should be credit. Chart 4 indicates the purpose of the patient visit. There are 4 options. By default, this comes as chart for doctor. When the patient comes for revisits, the purpose of visits may change. During the revisits, you can change it accordingly. Click the date of birth to open a calendar and enter the date. On entering the date of birth, it will calculate the age. Also, the system provides an option to automatically calculate the date of birth using the age entered. If the patient has come for the visit after a reference from another hospital or a doctor, those can be entered here. You can choose the reference doctor and the hospital from the respective drop-downs. The registration fee is automatically loaded on the screen. You can set the fee in the parameter setting. Also, you can set the registration renewal fee and period there in the parameter. While the patient comes for a revisit and the revisit date crosses the registration renewal period set, the renewal fee will appear as a registration fee. You can give a discount on the registration fee from here. The discount is controlled by the user rights. Service using cases where the hospital might have shifted to Editor from another software. The old software may have followed a different patient ID format. In such cases, you can enter that old service number here. When a patient comes with medical cases that involve legal complications, you can mark the option Medical Legal Cases and choose the type of MLC from the drop-down of the column. You can also collect a fee for MLC here. Scheme is a special tariff applied to the patient. Scheme can be set against each procedure, surgery, and medicine. In Scheme, if the chosen patient type has a scheme connected to it, then it will show here. If there is no connected scheme for the chosen patient type and the patient has any insurance scheme available, that information can be entered here. You can record from where the patient has come to know about the hospital in the column for source of information. Similarly, if any agent has brought the patient to the hospital, name of the agent can be added in the column for agent. The Personal tab is where the user can record the personal details of the patient. Besides the patient's personal details, the screen has provision to record the relatives and spouses' details. Most of these data can be chosen from the drop-downs. If the patient is a foreigner, the hospital is obliged to record a Form C and submit it to legal authorities such as police station. In the Foreigner tab of the new registration screen, you can enter the Form C details. Tick the box to enable it. On the Insurance tab, the user can enter the insurance details of the patient. If the insurance of the patient is settled by a third-party administrator, tick the box for TPA. This activates the column next to it, where the user can choose the name. Enter the TPA ID in the next column. Based on the TP chosen, the insurance and associated policies load. Choose the connected insurance from the drop-down. If TPA is not applicable in the case, select the insurance directly from the drop-down. If the patient has a top-up insurance, click the Add, Edit button next to Top-up Insurance column to enter the details. This opens the Add Top-up Insurance box. The patient has a policy that may pay 80% of the procedure and the patient pays the balance 20%. The patient may have another policy that will pay this 20%. Here the second insurance company that pays the co-pay of the patient is the top-up insurance. Under OP Insurance Details, enter the details. You can set the OP maximum limit amount here. If the OP maximum limit set against a patient is $10,000, the system will not accept a credit amount above $10,000 for billing. In such cases, the hospital needs to set a call the insurance authority and take a separate approval code. If that approval ID is given, the system would allow the insurance billing amount entry above the specified limit. Similarly, there is a section IP Insurance Details for IP. To attach any insurance documents against the patient, click the Choose File button and upload the file. A copayment or copay is a fixed amount for a covered medical service, paid by a patient to the hospital before receiving the service. Another share of it will be paid by the insurance company. In Documents, you can upload ID documents of the patients. Under Patient Information, you can schedule a visit to a doctor for the patient. Select the department, doctor and session from the drop-down. There it will show the time or token number. Consultation fees get automatically loaded. Click the Add Item button to save the doctor. Once added, the Add button turns into an Edit button. Click the Delete button to delete an entry. Click the Apply Discount button to add the discount. Here you can enter the discounts separately. The discounts or other fees entered here will reflect on the main registration screen. There will be a limit of discount for each logged user. This will be displayed on the registration screen. Click the Save button will open a payment settlement screen. There are multiple payment modes. The patient can pay the total amount in one single payment mode, or choose different payment modes. Click OK will save the registration successfully. Then the system will show a message to print patient labels, registration cards, etc.